Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I had the flu. I actually got it on Sunday, so I've been in bed from Monday up until now. Today is Friday. It was absolutely horrible for me, but you know what? That's fine. We're back, guys. Cue the intro.
Toda la noche rompemos, al otro día volvemos. Tú sabes cómo lo hacemos, baby.
This is the rhythm of the night.
Baby, tonight's like fuego. We bout to spend a dinero. We party to the extremo, extremo.
Hello everybody, welcome back 713 Houston Sportcast. I'm your host Ruben Calvillo. It feels so good to be back, guys. I feel absolutely horrible, but let's go on with this video. So today I'm going to give you the top 5 free agents who we should get. Starting at number 5, cornerback Xavier Rhodes. Xavier Rhodes is being cut today by the Minnesota Vikings. He had a horrible year last season, and that's one of the reasons why he is cut. But he's been a Pro Bowl corner, an All-Pro corner. Some people considered him at one point one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And if there's anyone who could bounce back, I believe that Xavier Rhodes can do that. One thing that he does absolutely great is he's a great man-to-man corner. And that is something that the Houston Texans have played a lot this past season, and which I know is going to be happening next season with Anthony Weaver as the new DC. And Xavier Rhodes not only boosts your cornerback group because Jonathan Joseph is now gone. There's no leadership no more. You don't know what's going to happen with Bradley Roby. You don't know what's going to happen with Chris Harris. So adding someone cheap like Xavier Rhodes to be your number 2 corner, maybe your number 1 if you don't get a free agent, is very, very vital. And it is something that could benefit the Houston Texans because say you do add a Chris Harris. So, and you add an Xavier Rhodes along with Garyon Conley and along with Lonnie Johnson, you have one of the best secondaries or a potential very good secondary for this Houston Texans team, something that we have not had in a very long time. Number 4, we just talked about him. Chris Harris. Chris Harris is an absolute must for us, guys. I know I told you guys I wanted Byron Jones, but Byron Jones is going to be too much money. Chris Harris can come in and will be the absolute leader. And he's still playing at an elite level at 30, at 31, 32 years old. He could come in. Now, he's not a long-term solution. Like I've said before, he is a short-term solution, but he could come in and he could definitely turn the tide for this Houston Texans secondary. The one thing about having a great corner who has great ball skills like Chris Harris does is you could blitz more because they can make plays. And that is what Chris Harris, along with Xavier Rhodes, bring to the table. If you blitz all the time, you make the quarterback throw error throws, and guys like Xavier Rhodes, guys like Chris Harris can just pick it off or make plays on them. The secondary needs to be huge for the Houston Texans next season, and adding someone like Chris Harris will just make this secondary just boost up. We added Bradley Roby. Who knows what's going to happen with him? But it was reported that we're either going to sign Bradley Roby or Chris Harris. So I'm fine with either one, but I would definitely love if the Houston Texans sign Chris Harris. Now, on to the third one. I think Houston Texans should sign defensive tackle Jordan Phillips from the Buffalo Bills. Jordan Phillips had a breakout year. He had 9.5 sacks as a defensive tackle, which is very, very good. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with DJ Reader. Well, a lot of people are reporting that he is going to leave the Houston Texans, and adding someone like a Jordan Phillips, who's kind of a veteran. He's been in the league for over 5 years. He had a breakout season, and he was playing behind a lot of people like Ed Oliver, like the linebacker Tremaine Edwards from the Buffalo Bills. He is somebody who a lot of people think could be an absolute stud, and adding him, which may not cost you a lot, which a lot of people really are not talking about him outside of Buffalo, he could be an absolute get and an absolute steal for the Houston Texans. He's a beast, man. I rewatched the Buffalo Bills game against the Texans, the wildcard playoff game, and he was all over the field. He was stuffing the run, and he almost got to Deshaun Watson a couple times. So adding Jordan Phillips really helps this defense because, like I said, you have no uncertainty with DJ Reader. You don't know what's going to happen with him. And if he decides to leave, I think adding a Jordan Phillips or Dante Poe will be excellent to replace the production that he has. 2, the Houston Texans should get Sammy Watkins. As you guys know, Sammy Watkins had 52 catches for 600 yards and some change, along with 3 touchdowns. He has been talked about going to the Houston Texans. A lot of people think he is going to come here. And what better than to have a Clemson connection than Sammy Watkins, DeAndre Hopkins and Deshaun Watson. You know, that would be absolutely killer. They have chemistry together. Well, Hopkins and Watkins does. And who knows what could happen. But I do know that if the Houston Texans do bring Sammy Watkins, Will Fuller is possibly gone, because you're not keeping 4 wide receivers. You know, you're not keeping Hopkins, Fuller, Stills, and Sammy Watkins. That's just not the case. You're probably going to get rid of Will Fuller. You know, it's been reported that billobrien has been frustrated with Will Fuller, and he's also about to get $10 million. And Will Fuller's been hurt every season that he's been in the league. And Sammy Watkins, he does get hurt, but this season he played almost 17 games because of the playoffs. He can win the 50-50 ball. He can make spectacular catches. He is a playmaker. He can run over you. He could juke you. He could break your ankles. He's a possession wide receiver, and he could be a really good player on this Houston Texans team, because he was behind Tyreek Hill. He was behind Travis Kelce. And when he was number 1 receiver, he was okay. He wasn't that good, but he was okay. So who knows what damage he could do as a number 2. Number 1, the Houston Texans. And this is for my hater right there. You know who you are, bro. This is for you. The Houston Texans need to get Arik Armstead. Arik Armstead is one of the best defenses in the NFL. You might have to break the bank on Armstead, but he is absolutely worth it. He could play the run. He could get after the quarterback. We saw him go after, you know, after Jimmy Garoppolo in that Super Bowl. You know, I have the NFL Game Pass, so I'm watching all their games, and he has been an absolute force. 10 sacks on the season. You know, this was kind of his breakout year, and he's probably going to demand a bag, but he is somebody who I don't mind spending a lot of money on, because we need to fortify this defensive line, and adding somebody like an Armstead, you know, could take this defense to new heights, man, because we haven't had a good defense in a while. And having a new DC and bringing in somebody like an Armstead would absolutely change the culture alongside of JJ Watt. It frees up JJ Watt, and it frees up Armstead as well. So who knows the type of production that the defensive line could get, you know, with adding an Armstead. You know what you guys think, guys? If you guys notice, I'm still a little sick, but I'm like 80% healthy. I miss you guys. I love you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Who should we get and who should we let go? As always, guys, go Texans. You guys have a blessed day.